So it's another wonderful weekend and I get a chance to spend with you and especially you right here on Fusion Radio. And you know the drill, man. Right after the man, got somebody dope from the shop, man. My homie 485 KingSumo, man, is in the building, man.
Yo, what's the word?
So man, let's first get into it. I don't think we can go any further without talking about the origins of how did you settle on your artist thing, man? Like, what was that story?
Really, it was like, it was a name that I got from a kid, you know what I'm saying? My eyes are slanted, and I had like, you know what I'm saying, long hair, so they was like, Sumo, you know? And then the King, that just got added to it, you know? I feel like a king, you know, I always feel like that, so I just added the name, and then 45, that's something I'm a president of, you know, that's like our music group.
All right, so we definitely got to get into it about that in a second, man. How did you get your start in music, man? Talk to me about that.
Really, I always been a fan of music, you know, like artists, like it varies. It wasn't no type of genre, so I just was always coming up, you know, in the mirror, mimicking music, and I eventually started doing my own music, so then I was always doing rap. They'd tell me to spit a rap, you know, and then I ran into my brother, that was my brother before music, and then we both had the same passion. I first got in the studio with him. This was over like 16 years ago, 17, something like that.
That's dope, man.
Sure.
So at what point did you know that?
First, like when you got a true passion. So I put out a couple, you know, CDs, you know, burned them and gave them out at school, and then next thing I know, you know, some people was playing the songs and they kind of like, you know, put a fuel in me, and it just made me want to like do music, like I could do this. And then I always been lyrical and able to like, you know, make music with my words.
All right, so let's talk about your childhood, man, and how your childhood reflects in your music, man. Because, like, what we're going to play today is to give people a sample that you said was on your topic list, man. And I'm excited about what your responses are to that. But before we get into that, man, people that heard a little bit about you, and I'm sure they want to hear some of that good music from you. So we talked about it a second ago. It's called Made a Mess, man, is the name of the single that we were talking about a few seconds ago, man.
Yeah.
Give us some insight on this single. What should we know about it?
Man, it's tough. Shout out my boy Maserati Go Crazy. That's the producer. He produced it. It's just a song. It's like it give a message for real. Like when I make music, I try to like make music where the brain can like visualize it, you know?
Play with that game, gonna send it up. You shoot no movie, no send them up.
That's the Brody right there, man. 485. Good, man. Like, what's some of the best advice that you've been given, man, over the time, you know, that you've been in the game?
Just learn the business. That's the most important. That's the most valuable and beneficial thing I'm gonna tell any artist, not just from Chicago. I do respect them and I appreciate them because I came from nothing. I came from the bottom. I came from rapping out of basement. And just to see me even get 100,000 views, 10,000 views, all this is, I appreciate it. I want to let the fans know I appreciate it. So accomplishments, I really don't brag on them, but I do appreciate it. I do say that because, you know, without fans, you nothing. And I want to let the fans know I do appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna see more of me.
So let's flip that then. Yes, I do this, man. What are some goals and some accomplishments that you're setting out to achieve?
One thing I want to say, I can't really say I want to get signed, you know. It depends on the situation if it's right, but some goals that I have that I want to do, I want to just bring out more artists that I got, you know, from my area where I'm from, Ada Park. I just want to show them that it's a chance that they could rap just like me. It ain't no big eyes, little U's. They may get in a position where they could bring somebody else to the top, and that's really what it's all about. But some goals I want to achieve, I'm just trying to get everywhere. BET, MTV, radio, everything. I wouldn't even say so much as mainstream as far as like signing a deal, but just, you know, really putting in work to get there. So on man, putting in the work. So I'm just trying to really get my music globally heard worldwide. Like I'm a big artist, you know, and I feel like I'm bigger than just a kid from the south side of Chicago, you know. That was my story back then. Now I'm grown and I'm just trying to let people hear my music. That's my whole thing. I don't want to argue with nobody. I ain't trying to beef with nobody. I just want people to hear my music.
That's what's up, man. So I want to get into, man, like past projects that you got this out that people can check out, man. Shout them out, and then where's your music available in general, and then of course when I know you got visuals out, so man, what I want to do is with the music, we're gonna do it in this round is okay. So we're gonna act like this is someone that's hearing you for the first time, maybe they're not familiar with you. What are 2 must-listen songs that they should check out from you? And then we're going to flip that and say from a visual standpoint, what are 2 visuals?
Okay.
From a visual standpoint where they can match the audio with the visual that they should check out.
Okay.
To introduce them to you.
Okay, well, 2 songs that I say that, you know what I'm saying, that kind of like, you know, get them a picture of me, introduce my music. One of them was you just heard it, Made a Mess. That's a hit. I feel like that's gonna go big. That's a big, true story, and a lot of people can relate. So another song I would say, I got so many of them, but one I'm gonna give you is, it's called Situations. That's with my bro Asdot. Tough song, we had a real message on there. So that's what I say, I like that when I give a message out in music. So if you can relate to it, I like it.
Alright. And then visual-wise, the same would be, you got visuals out for both of those?
No, I don't have a visual out for Made a Mess, but that's gonna drop this month in July. But I do have a visual out for Situations. That got over 100K. Just type in 45 KingSumo, Asdot, Situations. You can't miss it.
That's what's up, man. So, man, like, you've really been shouting out Asdot, man. Like, take us into and paint the picture for us, like, what type of artist Asdot is and what Asdot brings to the game.
Oh man, he tough. He a tough artist. Like, you know, like I came up with bro in the game, so it's like, you know, I got nothing but the best for him and nothing but the best to say. He a good artist. You know, he better than most artists in Chicago. I just feel like we just ain't really got the time to shine yet though. But that don't mean we ain't gonna shine, you know? Cause one thing about bro, he versatile. He got a lot of music, you know? He kind of like a pioneer in this as well. So it's like, I ain't got nothing but good to say about bro. He kind of helped me out. We help each other. We feed off each other on this music thing right now. So it's like I just want to see bro at the top, same with me.
Alright, man. So one of the bucket list things that was on your list of topics that you wanted to talk about, man, was the difference between Atlanta rappers versus Chicago rappers, man.
Oh yeah.
So number 1, why was that on your list? And number 2, obviously you've been to Atlanta. Go into that difference.
Yeah, the reason why I said that, you know, because most times when you think of like mainstream artists, a lot of artists worldwide, they like try to compare it to Atlanta. Like Atlanta can stick together and stuff like this. Why can't Chicago? But the reason for that being is like Chicago just, it's 2 different cities. The origins is different. Like, you know, Atlanta, no disrespect to them, I love Atlanta. It's like a second home to me, but Atlanta is like a place, like it was down south. They're still building. To this day, they still building. Now they like pioneer with music, you know, which is true, and I give them credit for that. But Chicago was more people like, it was based off the streets. Like before gangbanging, it was mafia here. So this city was kind of built off that. So now you got people that's like kind of from the street trying to convert to music, you know. So it really don't go well. But in Atlanta, you got a lot of people that's already went big on the music, and then they trying to get into other things, you know, like taking other places when, you know, that's the difference. Atlanta a real city too though, but I'm saying like Chicago, it was you know, the origins is, you know, from mafia, and, you know, it's tough in Chicago. In Atlanta, you can come up on music and you know, you ain't did nothing, but then they try to convert over once they made it, which is backwards. But shout out Atlanta. Not everybody like that, and I ain't saying, you know, Atlanta is not a tough city, because it is, but I'm just, you know, giving you the difference.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So if you could, I guess, take something from other cities and try to implement it here to try to move the culture forward, like what's some things that you would do to make things better here? Because I hear so many people be like, man, there's so much vision, and so much, like, what's something that would bring people together? What's an idea that's off your head?
Man, one thing I could say, it's real tough. I don't really got the answer, but I do know a lot of people like music. That's why I say I try to relate with the music. But one thing I can say is you can't really change what's set to be, but you could try, like, you know what I'm saying, to make a change. And I feel like if you can, like, teach people under you, you know what I'm saying, then they could start, like, you know, get some straightening. Because right now, the game curved, the streets curved. There's no laws, there's no rules, there's nothing. every young boy for itself, and some people don't feel like they got the support. Cause I was once a kid in that position, like, you know, like sometimes these kids, they blind, cause they ain't never seen nothing else. So when you show them something, you know what I'm saying, they can change. So I feel like, you know, we just need more unity and support, because Chicago don't support people. Down south, they support people. You know? They support you.
And now you know we locked in tune, we better like dry glue. Baby, we a mold, I just wanna let you know